House 1 completely self-occupied. House 2 1/3 is self-occupied. 8,000 it was there, but I made it to 800. This will be your question. Before we start, we will understand what is your question. You're supposed to calculate the minimum amount of tax payable. Remember, interest you have permission only to take your previous year interest. Hello everyone, this is your other sir here, lecturing Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. So we are in the last session of your topic called Income from House Property. We have done many problems on this particular topic and we are almost end of this topic. Now, under Income from House Property, we have worked out all kinds of problems like one house self-occupied, two house, one is self-occupied, one more is your let out property, and we have two houses comes under self-occupied. What about unrealized rent? What about vacancy period and loan? Everything we have discussed. Now we are in the last session of your topic called Income from House Property. If the problem comes with 5 houses, how do we calculate? If the problem comes with 5 houses and something, one building for business, one for your self-occupied, other houses for let out property, what will be your calculation in these cases? We will discuss in today's session about your income from house property, last problem of the topic. The agenda is very simple. We will work out problems on house property. This will be your question. Before we start, we will understand what is your question first. Now, Sri Hattiyappa is the owner of how many houses here? He is the owner of 5 houses. So, how many houses are there? 5 houses. We have to calculate for all 5 houses. Now, whose particulars are as follows. One by one he has given information. So we have to go for carefully. Now, first one, municipal valuation of the house, 16,000, 12,000, 18,000, 25,000, 16,000 respectively. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We have municipal valuation of 5 houses. Now, municipal tax is 10% of municipal valuation. So what is the municipal tax given? The municipal tax is provided. It is almost 10% of what municipal valuation done. Now, which has been paid by owner. Then, what is the part B? Second point. The first house is occupied by the owner. I'll make a chart so that it will be easy for you. So I'll make chart here. Your house 1, house 2, house 3, house 4 and house 5. Total we have 5 houses. Now in this, the first house is occupied by the owner for self-residence. Self-residence, it is nothing but self-occupied property, SOP. Then beside this, he also uses 1/3 portion of the second house for the self-use and remaining part is let out to Mr. X at 8,000 per month rent. Now, see, one more house, 1/3 is self-occupied and balance will be what? 2/3 will be let out. Hope you are clear. So, first house completely self-occupied. Second house, it is let out and as well as self-occupied. 1/3 of the house is self-occupied means balance will be what? 3 minus 1, it will be 2. 2 by 3, it will be called as let out property. I am going one by one. And let out for what price? It is let out for 8,000 per month. This is done. Now we'll go for the next. and okay, 8,000 per month, and the third house is let out to Mr. Y at rupees 1,400 per month. Third house is let out 1,400 per month. It is easy calculation. House 1 completely self-occupied. House 2 1/3 is self-occupied, 2/3 is let out. For the 2/3 you are getting rent of 8,000 per month. House 3 it is completely let out and you are getting how much rent? 1,400 rupees per month you are getting rent. Now, we're done with all this calculation. I'll go for the next one. What is the next one here? So, third house is over. Fourth house is let out to bank at 30,000 per annum. Never calculate into 12. Why? Because the answer itself per annum, per year. Now, so this is given for bank, let out property. Let out property. So how much it is? 30,000 per annum. This is also over. We'll go for the last house now. In the last house, bank is responsible for normal repair and maintenance of the house. Fifth house is used for Hattiyappa's hotel. Hotel means what? Self business. Then it will be what? Self-occupied or self-profession. His own business, not profession, self-business. His own business is running under his building. Clear? House 1, self-occupied. House 2, 1/3 is self-occupied, 2/3 is let out. House 3, it is let out for 1,400 per month. House 4, let out to bank 30,000 per annum. And house 5, it is self-occupied for business purpose, self-business purpose. Now, so what are the next information? The construction of third house was started. We are talking about third house. Started on 1/7/13 and completed on 1/10/2014. The construction was completed within what? 5 years. You are eligible to take interest on that. Now, and let out 1/1/15. He has taken loan for construction of this house and interest paid 2,500 in the previous year as well as in the preceding previous year. Old other than previous year, he paid 3,000, 2,800, 2,600, 2,400 and 2,500. These are the information regarding interest. Clear? Yes. Now, during the previous year, he received 3,500 from old tenant as an arrears of rent. The amount was allowed as deduction of unrealized rent. There is an unrealized rent of rupees 3,500 which is collected. Now, it is all about what? Your third house. These are the information for your third house. Compute income from house property for the assessment year 2020 and 2021. These are the informations you have. I'll go back to question. So you have to read it out. Later, I'll start my problem. Please read the question and I'll come back again. If you want, you can take screenshot also. Please take screenshot. Yes. So we will start this. Now, your particular house 1, house 2, house 2, house 3, house 4 and house 5. Why I have done house 2 2 times? Why? Because this will be 1/3 and this will be 2/3. Like this we are supposed to calculate. What is the heading? Computation of income from house property. Computation of income from house property. Hope you are clear. Yes, we'll start now. So in this they have given municipal value. Now municipal value First one is what? Self-occupied. I'll write down here. First one is self-occupied property. Second one, this is self-occupied property. This is let out property. This is let out property. Let out property for business purpose. If it is used for business purpose, we consider as self-occupied itself. Why it is self-occupied means it is doing for his own business. His own business we consider as self-occupied only. Now, up to this, hope you are clear. I'll go for one by one. Municipal valuation. In this municipal valuation, first one will be nil, and because wherever I have self-occupied, I am not taking municipal value. This will be nil. This will be nil. All the self-occupied I am not considering. Now, we'll go for house 2, part 2, house 3 as well as house 4. So, how much municipal valuation? It will be 16,000. It is 12,000. What is the municipal valuation? 12,000. Now, 12,000. This is for house 2, but will not go for complete because 1/3 is self-occupied, 2/3 is let out. I'll go for 2/3. 12,000 into 2 by 3. I'll calculate this. How much? 12,000. 12,000 into 2 by 3. 12,000 into 2 by 3. I got 8,000. Municipal valuation 8. What about house 3, house 4, house 5? House 3, it will be how much? House 3, it is 18,000, 25,000. 18,000, 25,000, and we are not doing for house 5. Now, after municipal valuation, we have to compare with fair rent. Have they given in the question fair rent? No, they have not given. So it will be nil, 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 and nil. So what is your answer? We have to consider whichever is higher. Whichever is higher. Which is higher in this? So we have 8,000. We have 18,000. We have 25,000, and this one is nil. Wherever I have self-occupied, I am not calculating. Now, compare with higher value. Higher value. Compare with standard rent. What is the standard rent? Again, in the question, they have not mentioned. They have not mentioned standard rent. So your answer will be what? It will be same. 8,000, 18,000, 25,000, and nil. Hope you are clear? Yes. Now, we done up to this. Up to this, we have completed. Now, again, I'll compare with actual rent. These are the lesser value. So, actual rent. Actual rent. In this, whichever is higher. What is the actual rent here? Actual rent as per this. For self-occupied, we will not consider. We will consider only for these three. Now, what is the actual rent? See, it is 8,000 per month. I'll go for that. 8,000 per month. 8,000 per month. It will be how much? 96,000. I'll calculate once again. 8,000 into 12. 96,000. So actual rent 8,000 into 12. Yes. I'll go back to question here. So how much it is given per rent? Yes. 8,000 per month. We'll make a small correction here. It is not 8,000 per month. We will make it 800 per month. 800 per month. Why? Because it won't be 8,000 for that small house. Let it be 800 per month, because everything we have around 1,400, 30,000 per annum. That's why we'll make it 800 per month. We'll go for 800. Then your calculation will be 800 into 12. 800 into 12 will not take 8,000. 800 into 12, we'll see how much will be your answer. 800 into 12, 9,600. And this will be how much? 1,400. 1,400 into 12. We'll calculate 1,400 into 12. 16,800. 16,800. And the last one directly we can calculate. It is 30,000. Clear? 8,000 it was there, but I made it to 800. Why? Because it may be mistake, I think. Why? Because it must be 800. Because every calculations are within 20 to 30,000. If you take 8,000, it comes around 96,000. Now, so what is the answer? Your net annual value before municipal tax. Net annual value will be what? So it will be your gross annual value actually. We have not deducted your municipal tax. This will be 9,600. This will be 18,000. And this will be 30,000. Up to this we got answer. Now what is the next procedure? We are supposed to minus municipal tax. Less. First we'll take gross annual value. We will take gross annual value. So nil, it is nil. And we have 9,600, 18,000. 9,600, 18,000, 30,000, and last one will be considered as nil. Now, minus municipal tax. What is the municipal tax here? So, first house it will be your municipal tax. First house it will be. First house we are not taking because it is self-occupied. Second house it is 12,000. We'll consider. So second house I'll calculate here. 12,000 into 10%. How much it is? 1,200 into 2 by 3. Why it is 2 by 3? We are calculating only for let out property. 1,200 into 2 by 3. What is the answer? 1,200 into 2 by 3. I got 800. I got how much? 800. Similarly, for second house, we will calculate. Your municipal tax is 18,000. On 18,000, it is 10%. 18,000 multiplied with 10%. It will be how much? 1,800. Similarly, we'll go for house number 4. It will be how much? 25,000. On 25,000, 10%. So 25,000 multiplied with 10%, it will be 2,500. So we'll calculate your net annual value. This will be nil. This will be 8,800. Then it will be 16,200 and 27,500. I'll calculate this first. 18,000 minus 800. 18,000 minus 800. Yes, I got the same answer. So it is your 16,200. Hope you are clear. Yes, good. Now, up to this we have completed. Now, we'll go for the next procedure. What is the next procedure? Less 30% standard deduction. Under section what? 24. We have to minus 30%. I'll calculate one by one. We are not supposed to do for self-occupied. 8,800 into 30%. I'll calculate and let you know. 8,800 into 30%. I got 2,640. We'll calculate for second one. 16,200 into 30%. 16,200 into 30%. 4,860. 4,860. We'll calculate for last one. 27,500 into 30%. 27,500 into 30%. 8,250. Now see, along with that, less interest. Remember, you are supposed to take interest only previous year. You are not supposed to take interest of preceding previous year. The old interest you are not supposed to take. You have permission to take only the previous year interest. Now I'll go back to adjustment. Interest they have given, house interest is 2,500 for the previous year. But still you have 3,000, 2.5, 2.4, 2,600. These are the things we are not supposed to take. Remember, interest you have permission only to take your previous year interest. You are not supposed to take interest of preceding previous year. Now how much we can consider? We can consider 2,500 for the previous year. I'll go for that. 2,500 for house 3. 2,500 for house 3. Now we will minus and we'll find out what is the answer. 8,800 minus 2,640. I'll calculate and let you know. 8,800 minus this. It will be how much? 6,160. 6,160. What about second one? Second one, if you calculate 16,200 minus we have 4,860 as well as we have 2,500 also. We'll minus both. You will get 8,840. You cross check once. Now 27,500 minus 8,250. 27,500 minus 8,250. You got 19,250. How much you got? 19,250. And the last house we are not calculating. Last house we are not calculating. Now hope up to this you are clear? Yes. So up to this we have completed. Now we'll go for the last one. What is the last one here? The last one is unrealized rent. Unrealized rent. Unrealized rent is how much? I'll go back to question. It is mentioned 3,500 from old tenant. We'll add back that. So it is for which house? House number 3. If you add 3,500, it will be 12,840. 12,840. Now this will be what? 19,250. This will be nil and this will be 6,160 and this will be nil. Up to this any doubt? Up to this any doubt? Hope there is no doubt up to this. Now I'll tell you a logic. Purposefully I did not touch your house to self-occupied. Now the reason is, even though it is self-occupied, 1/3 is self-occupied and remaining 2/3 will be considered as it is let out property. But the rule is very simple. Even though it is self-occupied, you are supposed to calculate the minimum amount of tax payable. That's why we have to calculate for your house 2 also. So intentionally I did not do in the beginning because I wanted to explain you the concept. So like this you can do, you will get out of out marks, but you have to do this also as taxable house only, because you have permission to take only one house for self-occupied. The second house cannot be considered as self-occupied. Why? Because the partially it is let out property. If you want to make it as a taxable, how can you make it as a taxable? I'll tell you. First you take a screenshot of this. Later I'll show you if this house we make it as let out. I'll go back to slides. You can take screenshot. This is the first part and this is the second part. Yeah. Now this is all about your calculation. This is one type of problem. Now if we consider this as deemed self-occupied. Deemed means what? We have permission to take one house as self-occupied. If you consider this as deemed self-occupied, what will be your calculation? We'll do two problems. I don't want to erase everything. In the same format, I'll do that also. If it is a deemed self-occupied, we have considered it is as self-occupied and we have completed your problem. If you have taken this as deemed self-occupied, what will be your calculation? I'll show you that. Your calculation will be like this. Your calculation will be like this. So 12,000 into 2 by 3, same thing. 12,000 into 1 by 3, how much you will get? 4,000. This will be nil. 4,000. This will be nil. 4,000. This will be nil. 4,000 is your final answer. Clear? Now, second part. Second part will be what? Second part will be like this will be 4,000. Municipal tax will be 400 because 4,000 into 10%, it will be 400. This will be 3,600 and 30% standard will calculate. So 3,600 into 30%, how much I'll get? 1,080. 1,080. Interest portion. Interest portion will take, is there any interest? No, there is no interest. So 2,520. Your answer is 25. Hope you understood. If we take that house as a deemed let out or a deemed self-occupied, then we are supposed to do all this calculation. Hope you are clear. This is all about your today's calculation. So if you are taken this as deemed let out, then this will be calculation. If you are taken as a self-occupied, then the previous one I showed, no, that will be your calculation. For your examination, which method you have to follow? Remember, if they have given more than 1 or 2 houses, take only one house as a self-occupied. One more house, even though it is self-occupied, you consider that as deemed let out. Deemed let out. This is a better actually, so that you will not even lose marks. So this is a better option. Always go for more than one house self-occupied. The second house will be called as deemed let out property. Clear? Yes. Now you have to add everything now. Your final answer 2520 plus 6160 12840 19,250. Add everything and write your total income from house property. Clear? I'll add and I'll let you know. So it will be how much? 2,520 plus 6,160 plus 12,840 plus, so it is not 840, 340 it is 340 plus 19,250. I get 40,270. I get 40,270. 70. This will be your answer. Hope you are clear. Yes. So this is what your answer, and this is all about your income from house property. Hope you understood what is income from house property. Easiest one. Work out all the problems which are done in the YouTube classes along with whatever Q&A you have. If you follow that, that is more than sufficient for you for this particular topic. Thank you.